everybody. Now, we'll give it a few minutes for everybody to come in and stuff like that. But I've noticed there's been a few problems with StreamYard. I don't know if you've noticed it, Jenny. I've had a few problems the last few days.
Yes, I do, yeah.
Live. It's not been going live in some places. Now, I'm going out to 8 destinations. I'm going out to 8 destinations. So we'll need to give it like 5 minutes for it to start going out there. So everybody, we are joined tonight by Jenny and we're joined by May. See, I got your name right. I didn't.
I tell you, you two need name badges. You two need name badges.
I need a big one that says, my name, and then,
And the rest.
Yes, because I contacted Jenny during the week, and I had on my calendar, I had Jerry doing podcasts from Scotland.
And I'm like,
Jerry? Who is Jerry? I was thinking, have I met a Jerry? So, of course, I contacted Jenny, and Jenny said to me, no, she said, that's Chris. I said, oh, yeah, Chris. And then Jenny said, well, he was calling you Nancy.
He said, Jenny, will you send me a picture of Nancy? And I'm like, Nancy? When is Nancy on your show? And then I realized when May was looking for Jerry, and I'm like, I know a Nancy. I don't know a Jerry.
I just done some readings. My brain was a wee bit scrambled, Some of the
That's all right. I have no excuse, Chris. I have no excuse.
Oh God. I honestly, maybe I don't know, maybe I'm going mad, maybe I'm ending up in that kind of place now, So guys, watching this, please could you check out the links below, because May does some amazing locations in Ireland. So we'll give it a couple of minutes to allow it to fill up. We've got 4 people watching right now, and I'm just checking my
hello to the 4 people
locations. I know it's weird tonight. It's so weird. See that in YouTube it's saying unknown connection error.
I have it on my YouTube as well. Don't mind me. I'm just I'm sharing it out.
There we go. No problem. Just gives a sec.
I can't share it out because it tells me that I'm supposed to sign up for something. And I'm not a technical person anyway.
I'll send it onto your page, May.
Okay, perfect.
I'll send it onto your page now. Hello, Pamela. Hi, Pamela. Oh, I love you.
I don't see any names. How can I not see any names?
I see Pamela there. And Lawrence. Hi, Lawrence. Hi, Pamela.
There should be a bit that shows you the chat. Is there no
on the right-hand side, the comments.
Oh, no, comments. Hold on a second. Now I see it, yeah.
There you go.
Pamela's there, yes.
There's Pamela.
And Lawrence, that's good. Hello, Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence has talked to me before. Okay, well,
Lawrence. Yeah, we know
Lawrence. Lawrence was actually sharing some places with me yesterday, and I meant to send them to you, Jenny. Oh my God, this place looks amazing.
Where was this?
Oh, give me a minute. Let me go to Lawrence's WhatsApp thing here. Just give us
a second. Share this out again. Oh, here we go.
This is called Benedict Abbey. My home in Comearth. And oh my God, this place looks. I'm going to click on one of them. That's what it's like.
Oh yeah, where's that?
Ooh. Where is that?
There it's there. There's Lawrence there.
Oh, I've been there. It is a beautiful place, and there is a beautiful tree there. And I know what was the movie that was filmed there at one point, Lawrence? Was it Braveheart? Some of it, I think it was Braveheart. I could be wrong. Yeah, some of it was filmed there at that abbey. I have been there. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Yeah, and you see an old ruin of a church on the land as well. It is a beautiful place. Yeah, it is stunning. The roofing of it is amazing.
What county is it in, Jenny?
It's in Trim. It's in County Meath.
Okay.
Yep, Braveheart. That's the one, Lawrence. Braveheart. Yeah, it's in Trim in County Meath. It's a lovely place. Anyone can go in.
That's in the film Braveheart. That's when they went to see what's his name, the King of Scotland at the time. That's where that was filmed. You just remembered me then.
Oh, can I just say I'm very, very jealous of Paul right now going to see Air Supply. I am horribly jealous. Could you please?
Air Supply, what's that?
Air Supply is a group.
Really?
You are young. You are young. You're young. Air Supply. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Yay! So, if you can, Paul, video a little bit of it. Oh, when that song comes on, please video a little bit of it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. And have a great night. I'm so jealous that you're going to
I
see
have a
them.
good night, Paul. Have a what is it? What, disco music or something like that? Or was it?
No, it's fabulous music. It's the 80s. It's from the eight. Well, that's giving my age away. Well, so I've been
I
told
was
it's from
born
the
in
80s.
1981. May I add? I'm an 80s
Oh,
child.
you see, you're the younger one. You're 6 years. Yeah, that's it,
I'm just a
Paul.
wee
Paul
baby.
knows it. I tell you, well, my body doesn't feel like it's a baby anymore. I'm in
It's
pain, but
life, I suppose. It's life. What we all have to go through. You know.
I know, I know. You
So,
gotta deal with the hand. Yeah, the 80s, Paul. The 80s.
80s. Look, I wish I could go back to the 80s. I miss the 80s. I really do miss the 80s. In the early 90s, that was the best
I
time of my
know,
youth.
I know, I know.
I miss it. The things you could get away with in the days, nowadays you can't do things like
Oh,
that anymore. You know.
well,
You
yeah,
know.
I know a lot. And
So
I
I've
love
got
that
a
song too.
question
I'm
for
gonna
me.
Paul. Sorry, Paul is trying to get me to bloody sing because he's given another song out.
Come on,
Your
come on, Jenny. Give us your best.
I forget the tune of it, but I know the song. Oh
Come
God,
on, you can be singing. You
the
could
song's
do
in
this
my
on a
head.
tour. You
The
could do this on
tune
a
is
tour on the bus.
the tune is not matching my voice, which is a normal occurrence. But the tune is not matching my voice. But I do know the song Paul was talking about. But he's trying to get me to sing. I can sing the first one, but but the second one I do know, but it's not matching in my head with the tune of it.
Oh, oh well
You're
then.
every woman in the world. Oh, listen, I'm not getting it, but listen, it's not a karaoke night. We'll do that a different night.
We'll have to have a karaoke night. So I've
I
actually
love
got a
that.
question for me, mate. What got you started in all this? What actually got you started in all these tours? What started it off for you?
Well, what eventually started me on all the tours, and I'll
Yes.
go back
Ah,
then and I'll tell you how I
ah,
got kind of influenced in it. You see, I'm what's known as a traditional singer in Ireland. I sing all the old
right.
ancient
Mm-hmm.
songs. They're mostly unaccompanied. But when I came over to America, myself and my husband were doing gigs all over America. And I would introduce, most of them would be kind of, most of the songs would be American and Irish kind of folk songs or ballads or things like
Mm-hmm.
that. But I would always like to introduce some of the old songs
Yeah.
or a song in the Irish language. I felt, I wasn't totally turning my back on it if I was able to introduce a song in the Irish language or some of the old songs that I sing. And I would talk about the characters or the area of the place that the song was from. So noticed that people were coming up to me, Chris, after the concert,
Yeah.
and they were saying the same sentence. The exact same sentence was being said. Did you ever think about putting a group together and bringing them over to Ireland and showing them all these great places you talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it's said to you 4 or 5 times, you kind of don't take any heed. But
Mm.
when it's said to you 40 times, you think, okay, God, what am I supposed to do? So when I sat and I thought about it, I come from a very small village in South Sligo called Gurchin. And about 10 miles away from Gurchin, there's a town called Boyle. And it has a 12th century Cistercian abbey. Now, the ruins of this abbey, you walk in through them, and the history is amazing in this place. But I
Mm-hmm.
would watch when I lived in Ireland, I would watch these big buses pulling up in front of an abbey
Yeah.
and jumping out of the bus to take photographs and to jump back in again. And I remember thinking to myself, well, isn't that the greatest waste of time and money? But when I came over here, and people would say to me, oh, you're from Ireland. I went to Ireland. And I'd say, oh, did you? Where did you go? Oh, my gosh, I went all over. Anything
Mm-hmm.
stood out? Was there any favorite place? Well, no, we went all over. And then I'd kind of inquire more into it. Number one, they were being charged an awful amount of money.
Yeah.
And number two, they were on a bus at 6:30 in the morning, and they were on it around
Mm.
7:30, 7 in the evening, and
That's
they were doing an awful lot of mileage. And the venues that they were going to, they were only staying about, 40 minutes in each venue, and that's how they were able to get. You cannot do all of Ireland in a week or 10 days. You can't if you want to see and experience the whole lot. So with people coming up to me after the concert saying this, I kind of sat down and I thought to myself, well, I've performed in most parts of Ireland. I have connections in most parts of Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have a good grasp on the history of Ireland. If I don't know an area, I definitely know a musician who's from the area and they can put me in touch with people who will educate me. But we have so much in the country. There's an awful lot of big tour companies in America and elsewhere, and they hit all the very well-known places like Bunratty Castle, or like, that's Malahide Castle behind me there, or
I was wondering that it's quite
that's Malahide. And there's an awful lot of places that only the locals know, Chris. An awful lot of magical places that the locals know. And with big buses, you can't get there because the roads don't take you. The roads you can't deal with a big bus on some of these roads. And that's another reason why I don't have big groups either. The largest my group would be about 25.
Yes.
Now, I know I'd make a damn sight more money if I was bringing 50, but I want to bring people to really magical places and special places in Ireland.
Aye, but that's the experience. Or their experience, something that only you can give. I mean, these big bus companies and stuff like that, they'll take them in, they'll be like, oh, we can't get down there. We can only take you to the popular locations. And then whiz away to the next destinations where you're going to give them something that they will remember for the rest of their lives.
Yes, and not alone that, they get a chance to walk in through, and you have a local there. For instance, the Abbey. One of my very good singing friends, it always comes down to music in the end for me. One of my good singing friends is a tour guide in the Abbey, and he takes special care to bring people in and give them an in-depth history, and he'll show them stuff, like carvings on the stone, and stuff that you'd never notice yourself if you were walking through it.
Right.
Then people will take the photographs and they'll come back to the States, and in 10 years' time they'll look at the photograph and they'll say, oh yes, I remember that place. That's where the guy told us about blah 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 blah.
Yes.
As opposed to that was somewhere in Ireland, but I don't know what it was.
Aye.
So if you're going to come, don't expect to see the whole country. Not with me anyhow, because you just won't. But what you will see it and you'll experience and you'll get the sense of it. And apart from that, I'm a family of musicians. And normally if we go to the Northwest, I get you up dancing and singing and having the crack. And I bring my musician friends out. Yeah, I bring
she will. I remember being in Sligo and there was Irish music playing outside a shop. And then May grabbed my hand and started dancing, and I wasn't ready for it. And I was like, no. Normally I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's kind of jig on the street. But I wasn't ready for it. And so, yes, she will get you up and dancing. Yes.
And it's great fun. And when we're traveling on the bus as well, Chris, we have a few songs, and I'll teach them a few good Irish drinking songs, and we tell jokes and we tell stories. And I do a lot of paranormal tours now as well, and I have some fantastic ambassadors. And by the ways, the top paranormal investigator in the country has agreed to be my paranormal guide, and her name happens to be Jenny Sullivan. So
she sounds amazing.
She actually is amazing. She actually is the top investigator in the country. And I'll tell you something. I know that I am blessed to have her.
Oh, thank you.
With there's some amazing people coming over, and her being the local, and she knows all the places. Like she's investigated in all of the places.
I've been watching Jenny. I've been watching Jenny doing investigations for a long time now, and I think she's absolutely awesome at what she does. So
Absolutely.
Thank you. We do our best. We do our best. I still, I still have someone go to the bathroom with me. I mean, I do. Like, I'm in it a long time that I felt stuff, seen stuff, and heard stuff. Obviously, so there's sometimes the only place I'll go to the bathroom on my own will be Lep Castle. Even in Millmount, I still won't. Oh, Pamela, I love
There you
Pamela.
go,
I
Pamela.
do. I love Pamela. Oh, she's a darling. But yes, I do. That's Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
There's Ashley there as well, Ashley and
Oh,
Paul
Ashley. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Paul.
There's Ashley.
and Jasmina. Is that how you pronounce that name? It's a beautiful name. And Ashley.
Jasmina's beautiful. Jasmina.
There's
Oh, I like that name.
Isn't that a gorgeous name?
There's actually people starting to come in now. I had
Yeah.
problems connecting on my YouTube through my phone,
Aye,
so I don't know
someone said
what's going on.
that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jenny, what locations? Can you tell some of the locations you've got? It's next year, isn't it? What locations next year that he's going to? So some of the people watching this might want to go.
Next year, I would even go with in the next week or two.
Yes.
What we're doing in the next week or two.
What are you doing?
Yes. Well, on Tuesday, look at my dog trying to ruin my couch once again. Yogi Bear.
Dogs.
He's very funny. Where are we going to? On Tuesday, we are going to the Hellfire Club in Dublin.
Wow.
And we're meeting up with Tours.Paranormal Society, and they are a fantastic team, and I love the way they work. So we have a few guests coming with us as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Paul, have a great night. I'm just looking at some of the comments. Paul, have a great night, and remember to do some video for me as well. Please sing it live. I'm all out of love. So what else we have after that? We have the Drogheda Museum Millmount, as always.
Oh, that's a good place.
That will be during the week. We have myself and Louise have a talk in the museum on the 17th of October. And because we've been investigating that location for about 8 years, and I used to go to it as a child on school tours, we're doing a talk on the 17th of October in the Governor's House. So that will be about an hour. So we're going to be playing the best of the best audio from the museum and the best videos from the museum as well that we've gotten. And then in November, the 23rd, we'll be going to Redwood Castle in County Tipperary. So we have Jennifer came back and pulled her socks up and said, right, we need to get back into work. And, and bless Louise was with me and waiting for me and whatnot. And now Jennifer is back to the grindstone. Let's get this work done. Let's get it done. There's my girl, Chantel. Oh, I can't wait. Chantel is from South Africa. You spoke to Chantel before, Christopher, did you?
That's it. I've met before.
Moving to the UK very soon.
Looking forward to it. You are one of the best paranormal investigators out there. I've watched all your lives that you've done in the Hellfire Club. I mean, the Hellfire Club's one of the the Hellfire Club is one of the top places to go in Ireland. And I don't know what's happening with the Hellfire Club, because somebody told me in Ireland it's getting turned into something.
It is. It's getting turned into a tourist attraction. Where you have to pay to go into it. There will be a coffee place there and so on. There will be, because of the walk up to it, there's two ways of going up to it. There's the, tough way and there's an easy way. I have gone up the tough ways all the time. It is a long buster. I am not playing around. I remember doing a live going up that hill in torrential of rain on my first time ever. And I said,
when I was in my bed,
I said to Aidan, do you have the number for an emergency helicopter? Because we might have to be rescued off the mountain. But anyhow, it is a lung buster, and it's great for people who love to hike and love to walk and love to do all of that stuff. Yeah. But it's quite dangerous for people who have not been there before. There's a lot of, if the grass is wet or it's mucky, you will slip and there's rocks up there. So it's a challenge. If you want to do a challenge and you opt for it, if anyone came up with me, I'd get them to sign a waiver at the bottom of to say, you decided to go up this way and we're going to go this way, which I figured out a few weeks ago. We went up the easy route and it's nice. It's just a flat path and it's the whole way up and it's nice and easy to walk. It's great to go like that. So yes, in the Hellfire Club, we've forgotten some great things from the Hellfire Club. I remember being down in the first floor on the right-hand side. And there was nobody upstairs. We were all downstairs, and I had a REM pod upstairs. And I'm very skeptic when it comes to equipment, apart from the recorder and and camera and camcorder. They're my two goes to. Pen and paper, my go to.
Mm-hmm.
But anything else, I'm a little bit skeptic with. Well, I have to say, the REM pod has made me question it a few times, and in a good way.
Yeah.
And a kind of Jenny scratching her head kind of way. I was like, no, check the batteries, check this, check the wires, check everything. And I was calling out for the guy, for the owner, and I said, you know, what do you think of this place? It used to be you built it to be a shooting range, and 4 years later he had passed away after he was building it into a shooting range. And 4 years later, you know, you had the elite from the UK and Ireland coming over to take it over, and they made it into a gentleman's club. And it was poker, it was meals, it was women coming in and out, and they really hurt and abused these women. And so I said, I will use the word gentleman very loosely. And then upstairs in the left-hand room, the REM pod went off. So I'm like, oh, so you are here? Because I'll be asking those questions that some will ask and some will not. And listen, I leave whatever I have at the door. I go in with respect. I go in with everything. But when you have to ask these questions, when I say I'll use the word gentleman's club very loosely because you are not gentlemen. And then that's when the REM pod went off. I'll never be obnoxious, and I'll never be rude or disrespectful. I'll be very factual in what I'm asking. And it is what it is. The facts are the facts and the truth is the truth. So, sorry, May, go ahead.
So, Jenny, the man that died that built it originally, did he interfere with the cairn on the west side of it? Is that true?
Say that again to me.
Well, I heard that when that was being built, that they actually interfered with the cairn.
Oh.
On the west side of it, they kind of interfered with it.
I never heard that.
And now that you say that he died 4 years later, I'm just wondering, because it's not, in Ireland, you don't interfere, you don't.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't heard that, but I will definitely look it up. But there's a small stone behind it that some of this brickwork was taken from. Now Lulu will know this.
The cairn.
Yes, that's the one. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It was taken from the cairn. It was, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep, and it's still there. It's still there. Yep.
And how did he die? Do you know?
Don't know how he died. I will look all of that up. Don't know how he died, but definitely will look it up.
Yeah.
4 years after he had.
What did they do with the stone? What did they do with the stone that was taken for the cairn? Out of curiosity,
they put it in the wall of the lodge.
Yeah.
They used to build some of the wall of the lodge.
Aye, but there's also a monument behind it. And now I don't mean a tall monument, it's just like a stone. And it's into the ground. That's on the land. And there is one.
That was an old ancient burial ground.
Yeah, that's it, girl. That's it.
Makes you wonder what's buried there, doesn't it? Well, obviously there's
it would have been one of the clans or one of the kings of the tribes. It would have been one of the tribes of the area.
That the energy there must be unbelievable.
Do you know what? I will. When I've been up to it many times, and the first time I went up to it, I had two people with me. They went off for a little walk, and I was on the second floor looking out of the arch window, and I'm like, guys, come back. And then I got to a point where there were dots, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And I turn around, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the Hellfire Club on my own. I'm a woman. I was humming a song that I didn't know what I was humming, but I hummed a song. Now, I said to myself, I could either walk down the stairs and leave, or I actually looked out the window and see how high it was to see if I needed to jump. You kind of don't do that. But I just stood there and I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean what I said before. Sorry, I didn't say anything bad because Yogi Bear. Oh, my dog is. Oh, it's a full moon tonight. My dog's been a bit of a brat.
Maybe that's what's wrong. Tonight I just felt weird too, and I think May was the same. You felt kind of weird. It was before you come in, Jenny. I started the show and I was on my side.
He was on his side. He was, yeah.
I had to come back out the back end. I was like, oh.
This dog is having a full moon moment tonight. He's really annoyed with the cat.
that Hellfire Club is one of them. I mean, I've watched the lives that you've done with Louise and stuff, and
Hi. Stop.
it's just
Sorry.
intense. You can feel the energy coming through the live.
It's a good place. I mean, I know a lot of people would find it. Hold on a second.
Pets.
I didn't threaten him in any way, shape, or form. I just said that's enough. That's enough. But I know there's a lot of places in that Hellfire Club that people don't like the certain rooms, and it's the rooms that I like. And I was in it one time, and I did say, it was a group of women, and I did say, it's no longer a gentleman's club; it's now a women's club, and you're not invited.
Yeah.
I don't say it often. Trust me, I don't say it often because I've been told to do this and do that. But it's not often. It's not often I would say that. But just I think I was Billy Big Balls because I had a lot of women around me.
Of course, an occasion too. Too, when you go up to that location, Jenny, you also bump into other people, don't you? Is that people that are into the darker arts that are maybe up there to maybe practice their rituals and things like that?
You've got to be very careful. But when I did up the poster saying Emerald Isle and Tours.Paranormal Society in October, we don't give the date away, which I probably just said at the beginning of the show. Don't look back at the beginning of the show.
Don't watch the beginning of the show.
Don't look back at the beginning of the show. Can we edit that out? No. Anyway.
Don't know. Maybe I could. Maybe after I could.
No, I'm joking. But it's just, we don't put it up for a lot of people. Oh, no, it's grand. It's just because we have a lot of numbers with us. We have a lot of blonde. Sorry, any blonde people, but it's happening to Jenny now. But that was a plonker thing to do, wasn't it? What an arm. Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lord. So, yes, there are people up there, but you have to be very careful and you have to have a group of people with you. And I know when we were there before a few weeks ago and there were people there, but you kind of, they were a little bit iffy, but you stand, you stay. Like I was prepared to stay. I'm kind of like, today is not the day and I'm not the one. We're not doing it. If you're worried about, Lucifer himself, I'm Jenny, and I'm not in the fucking mood.
Run, Lucifer, run!
Don't be worried about bloody Lucifer. Worry about Jenny. So it can be. You got to be careful. You've got to be careful. And I know a lot of people had to leave the area at some point because of these people coming up, and they would be on the roof. How they get on the roof, I don't know.
Really? I wonder how they get up there.
Yeah, I don't know how they get up on the roof, but they have done it.
They wear black drone footage of that. There's no way up to the roof.
Oh, this is on sometimes. I know a few teams would have been there and they had to leave because there were people in black cloaks up on the roof of it, so you do not stay. So that's why it's even in daytime, it's safer in daytime, but you have to have numbers at nighttime. Just be careful. I know we're going to come there. Yeah, you have to be careful because it is an open place. Yeah. When it's called the Hellfire Club, you're going to get everyone and anyone who here's the name and will do silly things up there. And we have seen symbols and signs on the wall, and candles left over and so on. So you don't know. I know the place and I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I should, but I don't. There's other places that I would fear more than the Hellfire Club. But it is definitely, yes, we have audio from it. Yes, we've had great SS methods from it and so on and so on. So it's not, the history is bad. Some of the audio can be a little blasé, with language, but some come through on the SS method that are not bad. Some women come through. So it's
such an interesting place. It's such an interesting place, and the dark history is interesting. And good to remember the things that they're doing in there. There's people probably there right now as we speak, probably doing things. Rituals and things like that. And that's opening doorways to the other realm for people that's into this kind of stuff. Don't do it unless you're experienced, like Jenny. Be careful when you go to look at it. It's all right going to like a location that's like a haunted house, you've got permission to get in it and stuff like that. Yeah. But when you go to a dangerous place like this, especially at night time, please be very careful. Because you don't know, you might never be seen again. You don't know. There's cults and that out there,
Yeah, definitely.
Have you left a cell phone on the upper level of the Hellfire Club, listened and asked questions from elsewhere, like do it at
Yeah,
Milan.
the ITC. That we haven't done that because of the signal in the Hellfire Club. Even though you're in Dublin, but you're up in the mountains, and the signal. You know when you watch the live, Chris, that we will be perfect 1 minute, and next minute we'll cut out. So we haven't done that as of yet, but we are there in October.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are there, and I actually think I gave the wrong day out on. So I think we're good. I think
it's actually July you're going, isn't it? It's July.
We're going July 25.
Isn't it?
I think I gave the wrong day. I probably gave the wrong day out at the beginning of the show. So listen, we're still good. But yes, in October, we are going back there. When we are there, you'll know when we're there. You know, we will then put it up. But we will try that in October, Pamela. God, that keeps slipping out my mouth. Don't tell me it's secret. I'll probably let it go.
So, May, are you looking forward to going to the Hellfire Club?
May?
Yes. May. What? Did you ask me? Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm just asking if you're looking forward to going there.
We are not. I won't be there in October. We won't be going to the Hellfire Club.
Oh, there's Jenny got no excited.
Yeah.
No, at this point, but the next point, No, not the next point. But at some point, maybe.
At some point, yeah. When I come back next year, we are definitely going to go. Yeah.
So, what location, May, would you say that you've experienced the most paranormal activity, May?
Do you really want to know that?
I really want to.
The house that I lived in before I moved. The house I lived in before I moved to America.
Really?
It was,
And was it quite intense?
It was a 300-year-old stone cottage, and I found out later from somebody who cleanses, houses. There was 2 men. Now I have never had any problems in that house. It was like that house loved me, and even when I left, it was like the house didn't want me to go. I don't know whether that makes sense to anyone or not.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
My sons, and even my oldest son, who is a scientist, he's actually a doctor of aeronautical engineering, and he's invented stuff.
Yeah.
He even said to me, he says, "This place is absolutely," he says, "I don't care what anyone says, there's something wrong with this place. It's definitely haunted." My youngest son would see the outline of a man, dark. He'd be dark. It'd be like a dark shadow all the time in the house. A lot of stuff happened. My youngest son would be, how can I put it? He'd be more sensitive than most. He'd pick things up a lot more, and he could see things more than most. And my middle son did as well. My dogs would on a regular basis, but I just always felt quite comfortable, and I never felt alone in the house, and I always felt I was very much protected. But it was definitely haunted, because even friends that would stay in the house would say to me, "Oh, I'm not staying here again. I'm not sleeping in that bloody bedroom," because people would experience somebody sitting on the bed, or the blankets being pulled down a little bit off the bed, or lights would go on and off, and I'd say to the spirit, "Stop playing with them, guys. Leave them alone." And it was,
my God.
See, maybe they liked your music. Maybe the 2 ghosts or the 2 spirits maybe thought, "I like your music."
Yeah, I don't know. They never played with me. That would be the word I'd use, because they didn't do anything to frighten anybody, but it was like they'd play.
Mischief. Mischief.
And like when I was leaving for America, it was the fun. I can't explain to you the feeling, but I knew the house didn't want me to go.
Oh, wow.
No.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing.
It was in a way. Yeah.
I wonder who's in it now. Have you ever thought of
It was
contacting the
bought.
people
It
that's
was
in it?
bought by two guys down the road who were builders, and they did it up. But I don't know if
Right.
anyone lives in it now. I don't know.
Oh, that's so interesting. That.
Yeah.
So, what other locations is you and Jenny going to?
We'll be going
Castles.
to
Let's talk about
Lep
castles. I like
Castle.
castles. I
We'll
had
be
to,
going to Lep
ask.
Castle.
Mhm.
We are. You see that one behind me,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Malahide?
yeah, that's a beautiful castle.
That's been reputed to be haunted by at least 5 ghosts. There was
Wow.
a small man, Puck was his name.
Mhm.
Puck,
Yeah.
you see, the Talbots owned that castle, but Puck was very small in stature, but he was very loyal
Aye.
to the family. And he wanted to be in the army. He wanted to be in their army to fight
Mhm.
on their behalf, but he was too small. So they actually told him, they put him into the sentry position. You know, he'd watch for anybody coming to attack the castle.
Aye.
And it said that one night he was watching and he fell asleep, and that was the night that
Oh,
the castle was attacked, and he felt so bad about it that he committed suicide. And he's reputed to walk the halls of
Mhm.
Malahide, and then
Very beautiful place.
there's a lady in
that's
white
beautiful.
associated with it, Jenny.
Yes. Yep. The lady in white. She'd be in the gardens, I think, wasn't she?
Yes, I think so. But
Lady in
what's her
white.
connection with it? I don't know the connection.
I don't know. I don't know the connection to her, but I will, as always, look her up and see. Maybe I'll have a wee look at it now and see if I can.
And there was, I think it was Cromwell. He
Oh,
got rid.
Yeah.
He threw out the Talbots and he put. Oh God, what was your man's name? He put this other guy. I can't remember his name now, but he put the other guy in the castle. He gave the castle to this other person. And
yeah.
when that happened, there was an artifact on the mantelpiece of the main hall. There was a long hall, a dining hall, I presume, and there was an artifact on the mantelpiece of it. But when the Talbots left, that artifact went missing,
Really?
and he ended up being executed for treason 10 years later, and the
Right.
Talbots got back into the castle, and when they got back into the castle, the artifact was found on the mantelpiece.
See.
See, that's weird. That's spooky. That is really
Yes,
spooky.
it is.
That because obviously
And
the
then
spirits. The
there
spirits.
was another story that they were all going to go off to war, and there was, I think, about 14 of them who had breakfast the day of
There's
their removal. You know, the day
there's
that they were leaving
lords.
for war.
Where
Um,
in the county is that place behind you, May?
it's in Dublin. It's not too far away from Dublin Airport. It's about 8 minutes away from Dublin Airport. Malahide. It's North Dublin, Malahide.
It's about
But
half an hour away from here. Yeah.
the family, there was about 14 of them, and they all had breakfast, and then they went off to war, and they were all
Wow.
killed at war.
Wow.
I
Wow.
reckon that some of those roamed the halls as well.
That's what I have up
I
here
would
now.
say,
Malahide Castle was built in the 12th century.
Yeah.
It's just north of Dublin. It's one of the most haunted castles in Ireland, with at least 5 ghosts in residence.
Yes, yeah.
Malahide was owned by one family, the Talbots, for nearly
Talbots, yeah.
800 years.
Yes, it was, yeah, and they were thrown out by Cromwell.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the guy that he put into it? I can't remember his name.
Oh, okay, I have his name here. The only time the house was out of the Talbots' control was from 1649 to 1660, when Oliver Cromwell granted the property to one of his loyalists, Miles Corbett.
Oh, yes. Oh, I couldn't remember your man's name.
Miles
Yes.
Corbett, yeah.
And
Corbett
he stayed there.
drawn and quartered at Malahide for his atrocities during Cromwell's reign. He was used as an example for those who might consider conspiring against the crown. His ghost is one of the 5 that haunts Malahide Castle today, and you might be fortunate enough to encounter him or another spirit on your visit.
Yeah, I knew that he was there for 10 years, but when he moved in, that artifact on the mantelpiece went missing. And when the Talbots got back in again, the artifact came back.
Is the artifact still in the castle, or has it been moved somewhere?
I'd say it probably is. I don't know, unless it's gone to the National Museum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that makes you wonder. Because I would like to see a picture of that, because that intrigues me. That how it's
Yeah,
just
it
disappeared.
probably might
Comes
have
back
gone to
again.
the National Museum. A lot of these things have gone to the National Museum.
Well, that's the thing. It's only Malahide. I mean, Malahide from Louise is about 10 minutes, if that. 10 minutes. It's about half an hour from me. And I'd meet Louise in her hometown, and we would go to Malahide Castle. But Malahide is literally, you could walk around it to where Lulu would live.
It's a
But it would be
beautiful castle.
interesting to go in. I did go into it many years ago, and I did say, listen, what I do and who I am, and no, do you not know who I am? Walking into the Malahide, do you not know
I
who
just burst through the door and said, "I am Jenny."
Yeah, but they were interested in it going along, but it was really expensive. It was really expensive. It was, for about 6 hours, it was expensive, but it would definitely be a place that we could get a group of people together and spend
Yeah.
it there.
And it has absolute beautiful gardens as well. It really
I
is.
picnic up there. I remember now one Sunday I was there, and it was the Sunday of a Chihuahua meet club, and I took my Chihuahua with me. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I know. Listen, do not laugh at me, right? I now had one Chihuahua. Now I've got 3, but it was a Chihuahua kind of meet up club. I know, right? Jenny goes in. Jenny doesn't know what path she's going in. She's going to take any path that looks colourful and dogs are in it, and I'll take that path. Anything with castles and dogs, I'm going towards. But so yeah, we would picnic there. I've got many videos of monkey bars, and the monkey bars you have to kind of climb. I got all of them, and I still have a video. I have all of them apart from one. I went through the whole monkey bar apart from one, but I did the whole 11 of them, which was quite hard because I didn't have.
I must admit, it's a stunning place. It's a stunning castle, and I'm just going to give a wee bit of advertisement here. The links to Maze Tours is in the description below. It's also out, and it's also got to be posted everywhere after the live. If you're wanting to go and see Ireland and want to experience it, please check out her tours, and you'll get. And
if they're into if they're into the paranormal, Chris, which they probably are. I mean, we've got some amazing ambassadors. For instance, I'm going over in October, and I was supposed to have Chris Fleming from Spooked Ireland and Spooked UK. Well, Chris isn't well at the moment. He's battling cancer at the moment. Things are looking up. He still has a long way to go. So I ask everybody out there that knows of Chris to send his healing to him or send prayers or whatever, because he still needs that still. But anyhow, Chris couldn't come with me this time. He's down for June of next year. We're going to do the same tour again, more or less. And Dave Schrader, who is a very well known into the paranormal field as well, Dave has stepped in. Fair play to him, and the top paranormal investigator in the country is meeting up with us for at least 2 days, and we're going to have a bit of fun. So Dave is coming over in October, and then we have people like Michelle Roos, fantastic person.
No, Michelle.
She's fantastic. And then I have Patty Negri from Ghost Adventures, Hollywood School Witch. She came over with me before, and we had a fantastic time together.
Fabulous,
Rob Thompson, who's a British medium, but he's living in, I think it's Pennsylvania.
Yeah, fantastic.
We have, there's so many. What will I say? Vanessa Hogan. We're actually going to Scotland in June, Chris. We're going to Northern Ireland and Scotland, So we're going to be in Edinburgh. We're going to go up to Inverness and, go to a few different places around there. That's in June. Oh, what I see? Who else is there? And I should be looking at the website and seeing what I'm.
May never stops working. Never stops working. I don't know how she does it, but she never stops working. Like literally, she doesn't stop working. She does. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into it. A lot of work, dedication, hard work.
It does.
Oh yeah. But the passion of showing Ireland. The passion of showing
You know, and it's amazing. Oh, I've got Courtney McInvale. She's into history. She came over a few years ago and she did a year in Trinity of history, but she's also a medium. And what she does is she connects with, we will go to battle sites and rebellion sites and things like that.
Beautiful.
And
Fabulous.
she connects with the people who died through battle. And she learns an awful lot about
That
them.
must be amazing.
The tours are
It is, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we
Tours
have
are phenomenal.
that's Courtney, Diet, Diet Renee. Did I mention Diet? Patty, Vanessa.
Yes.
Rick McCallum from Hollywood,
Yes.
Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
Rick
Yeah.
is he was actually a stuntman in Hollywood, and Rick.
I've actually met him.
He was a
Yeah, I've met
great.
him.
Is fantastic.
He was
I've
on my
interviewed him.
nice guy.
He's a lovely guy, and he actually founded Hollywood's Ghost Hunters. And then there's Rob, and Michelle, and then Chris, and then I'm working with Austin Ghost Tours as well. I've put that through
Yes.
for them, so hopefully they'll all come over.
Yeah.
And then I have health and wellness. I have a lady by the name of Mary Jane Brigger, who has a healing
You've
centre.
another one. Sorry, May. You've another one. We forgot to say.
Oh, I'm going to be mentioning him now in a minute.
That's the one. That's the one.
2000 and these are all 2025. So Mary Jane she has a healing centre in Salem in
We're
Ohio.
asking for a link for the Scotland tour. See if I can find it. Well,
It's Vanessa. Tell her to write to me because I'll have to open up a place for her because it's sold out. But I could open up a place for her.
Pamela,
I'll open up a place for you if you want to come. I can open up a single.
I'll send Pamela your page, May.
Do good, yeah, or my email address, and I can send her the links directly from.
Okay, do that now.
But anyhow, Mary Jane has this healing centre in Salem, Ohio, and I have a very, very good friend who is a Druid, and she is a healing centre in Kerry. So we organised this tour to bring people that go to Mary Jane's healing centre. You're gone sideways, Chris.
And sideways again.
Yeah, you're sideways again.
That's weird. That's crazy.
It is, yeah. But anyhow, all people who want to do workshops, learn how to, yeah.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah, but anyone who wants to learn how to heal through herbs, music, she teaches everything. She has an amazing health healing centre down in a place called Town in County Kerry. So we're only taking 20 for that tour. It's more than halfway full already. People will be staying in Killarney. They have all the nightlife, Jenny, in Killarney. And Killarney is an amazing place.
Killarney is fabulous.
It's buzzing. It's buzzing. And there's so much in it. But then they come out to the workshop, to the healing workshop. And she does some workshops with them. And we also take them on day tours and evening tours and everything. It's not all workshops. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great place. And then in 2026, so far, I'm working on 2026 now. We have Paul Goddard from England, who is a hypnotherapist, but he's also into the paranormal. And we're doing a tour with him in Ireland. It's going to be fantastic. And
that's 25, isn't it? That's 25.
Oh, that is 25. You're right.
That's 25.
Right.
That's
25. Yes. Sorry, I was thinking about 26. Yeah, Paul is doing.
That's July tour 25.
That's right.
Just to say, I've posted the link. Absolutely, that's why I went sideways, because I posted the link for your page. Absolutely everywhere.
Brilliant. So anyone who wants, look at the spooky tours or the health and wellness tours, or if anyone just wants to put a group together and come over, I can organise that.
May's just not busy. May's just like. I've been sitting down. I'm like, what are we doing now? What are we doing next? What are we doing next? It's like, right, I've got this 27, and I'm like, May. Wow. 27.
Yeah, we've got Adrian Scott and Dave Moody in 26. They're coming over in 26. And I have two girls from Tennessee, Elite Vixen, Paranormal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I'm talking next on Monday, actually. I'm talking to two girls from Nova Scotia. and we'll be organising a tour for 26.
See,
Wow.
this lady does not sleep. She's Irish.
That's amazing.
She's Irish.
that's-
she
that is
sleeps in half the
Irish.
day and then awake half the night. When people say, "You do not sleep," and May is like May's in America, so when we do video, I'm sitting on bed with a cup of tea. I'll be sitting down here with a glass of wine or a gin ale. Like, we know this already.
I'm
And
on the light
just
stuff
sitting here
all
on the
proper
go through. You love it, Hannah. You love your
And
new
your
flavor.
water.
Oh, I have water. It's not really water. It's probably
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. You keep drinking your water, yeah. Cheers.
yeah. I'm keep drinking my water.
Yeah,
water.
yeah, but like, you know, we doing with the paranormal tours. Like, I'll have Jenny on some of them anyway. I can't expect her to leave home altogether, but
No, May, expect me to leave home, please. Expect me
Yes.
to leave
You
home.
want Jenny.
My
You
kids
want
are 14
Jenny.
and
She's the best.
21.
She's the
They've
best.
they've got the best of me, May.
okay, you've asked for it. You're going to get it. But
Every trip, Jenny.
we do investigations. We do investigations in Lep Castle and in Charleville Castle. You know,
Beautiful.
some of the
Amazing.
tours will be going down to
Castle.
Spike Island and Charleville, Charlesfort. There's some great places.
That's a place I've always wanted to go. Is
Spike
Spike
Island.
Island. Mm-hmm.
It is
I've
older
heard so
and
many
bigger.
tales.
You see, it's older and bigger than Alcatraz.
It's
a lot
called Ireland's Alcatraz, actually. It's called Ireland's Alcatraz.
That's it. I remember one of my personal trainers, he used to spend a year, he spent a year in Spike Island in the prison, when it was a prison. So, and he goes, Jen, when you go there, can I go there and investigate with you? It's, you know, and I said, yeah, of course you can, of course. I will say I've never been to it, but Louise has been to it. And she just loved it. Yeah, great place.
That has a long history as well, because that was a fort at the beginning, and then it was a monastery, and then it became a prison.
Yep.
And then
and only closed in the 80s.
Yeah, the Republicans, a lot of the Republicans were held there, and a lot of like 1798.
Yes.
Freedom fighters were held there.
Absolutely. Totally. Yeah. And like I said, it only closed in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's not that, when we say it's not that long gone, we think the 80s was like 5 years ago. When you really calculate it, it's anything but 5 years ago.
I've seen the
It's
pictures
huge,
of the place. It's impressive. Mm-hmm. You could spend the weekend there doing an investigation all weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Locked in the cells, kind of get out.
They have dormitories, I think. You can stay there overnight, but I don't know how you'd manage food-wise. You'd have to bring in your food.
You bring in your own food and your camping stuff, your gas cooker and whatnot, and you just kind of live as if you're camping kind of thing.
Well, you know, they have a kitchen. They have a place that you can make teas.
Oh, that's grand. Okay. Oh, you just bring it then in your sleeping bag and you'd be grand.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome to be on that island for a weekend. Yeah. I think that'd be awesome.
It would be great. Yeah. I know a lot of people that went to it, and they always come back and say that how much activity was on it. And they loved it. Yeah, absolutely loved it. And you can hear, when audio was sent to me, you can hear stuff. You know, it's I know.
But you know, Chris, in Ireland, no more than Scotland, you can't throw a stone, but you'll hit a ghost anyway.
I know. See, that's the thing about me. I know a lot of people that do like paranormal. They go on paranormal things in Scotland, but they always go to the same place. Like they go to Edinburgh every year. They go to the same place. But there's so many different. It's like rural Ireland, like you say. There's so many places in Ireland that not many people have been. That's really haunted. It's the same over here. There's so many places over here that you hardly goes. There's really haunted. But all these people just want to go. They all want to go to like Greyfriars, for instance. Come on, Greyfriars has been.
Yeah.
It's this. See, here's the thing, right? A lot of people go to the Edinburgh Castle, right? Everybody wants to go to Edinburgh Castle, but see, and I'm going to tell you the truth here. See, Stirling Castle is 100 more beautiful.
Is that the picture you sent me
Edinburgh
before?
Castle?
What's the name of the castle?
Stirling Castle, and it's actually
Stirling, Stirling.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful castle. You can see the mountains with the snow on them in the background.
It's huge. That's the picture you sent me before, Chris, I think, and it's absolutely in the middle of nowhere and huge.
No, that Stirling Castle's in Stirling itself, but it's I'll look it up here.
Okay.
How far away from Edinburgh would that be?
Oh, it's not that far from Edinburgh. It's I'll give you an image here. I'm trying to get the one with it's there. If it'll allow me to show you this, that's what it's like with the mountains in the background.
Oh God, yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah.
So let me see. We'll go to Google Maps here. Actually, this is nowhere my smartwatch, so I can't look it up. Give a sec here. There's my maps. They went and updated the iPhone now, and it's all changed into funky colours, and I don't know what my app's doing.
You love your iPhone. I tell you, he loves his iPhone.
I know, but they went and changed it. They went and changed
everything on it.
Everything.
Yeah,
everything
that's why
on it.
I don't do the iPhone. I have an Apple iPad, but I'm just figuring that out.
I'm Apple. But to be honest,
I'm not Android.
It's probably about, I don't know, 40 mile.
Not bad. That's not.
It's no bad at all. I mean, it's Edinburgh, then you go along past the Clyde, and then you've got you've got Stirling, you've got Falkirk. It's outside the Glasgow. It's Stirling is a very interesting place, and the reason I say that, there's a graveyard there that's meant to be really haunted, and it's got a big pyramid. It's got a big pyramid. And
I know
the one I'm talking about.
Crypt. That's like a crypt. We have there's one in Offaly that I've been to,
see if I can look that
and
up
it's a family crypt. That the family, there's obviously there's an iron steel door to it, and I have pictures of it somewhere, but I do have them. But it's in County Offaly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do know of it. It's a family crypt.
Still in Pyramid. I'm trying to find it here. I've got all the photos right there. It's there. There's I can't remember who it was. I think it was like something today with some guy that. Oh, click on it, but that's what it's like.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Let's see what it says about it. The Star Pyramid. That's what it's called. Sitting in the area just below Stirling Castle, the Star Pyramid Tower over the Old Town Cemetery. Now, that cemetery is meant to be one of the most haunted in the world. And everybody wants to go to like Greyfriars, but no, hardly ever go there.
This is where you keep it on the low ground now, because you'll have everyone leaving the Greyfriars and going up to that cemetery now. You're going to have it bombarded by everyone.
There's so many places, and that's the thing. There's so many places like nobody visits. There's that place up there in Inverness. I used to go up to Inverness a lot, but there's a place up at Oban. You ever been to Oban, May? Oban's one of the.
I've never been to Scotland, Chris. I've never been to Scotland.
You never? You've never been to Scotland?
I know it often, and I often wonder why the hell. Because I know some traditional musicians from Scotland, and I don't know why I never went over there. While I was living at home.
It's lovely.
Yeah,
there's just so many places that I'll keep secret, but I'll tell you May after the show.
Yeah, I would keep some of them secret, because you will have Tom, Dick, and Harry going to it. I'm not calling them Tom, Dick, and Harry, but keep something secret and secret. It's like me when I didn't tell my date when I'm going to the Hellfire Club. Keep it secret,
Oh, yeah. You're not going until 2056, though. Get what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what other locations can we talk about? I mean, obviously, you're going to like the famous castle where Jenny likes to go. Leap Castle, one of the most beautifulest castles, and it's also a musician that owns that, doesn't it? He's a musician.
Sean Ryan, Sean is a lovely tin whistle player. Yeah,
right.
Yes.
That's how I actually know Sean Ryan, as more so than the castle. I know him from the music. But we're going to Charleville Castle as well. Charleville Castle in County Offaly.
Charleville Castle. I love Charleville Castle. Have you been to Charleville Castle before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, let me tell you, it is fabulous.
Yeah.
And when I went with a friend of mine, and she was a tour guide in there as well. And let me tell you, it will not disappoint.
Yeah.
It will not disappoint.
Well, I'm thinking myself, Jenny, like I'll be letting them off the bus, and I'm going to go back to the hotel and chill out, and then let the gang do their thing, and then they can tell me all about it. Because physically, I don't know if I'd be able to do day and night.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good, you know.
It will be a long drive and a long day. Um, yeah. What's going on? What's the night before?
I tell you now, I'm just pulling up the itinerary for Chris's tour. But let's see, preferences.
Everybody, click on the link, please, and check out their website, please.
It's going to
Yeah,
be.
Paranormal's.
So Malahide is and Christchurch. We're going to, there's crypts in Christchurch. Now we were originally supposed to go to St. Michan's, and the crypts
Yeah, I've been there.
were damaged.
Yeah,
And then we're going to Ardgillan Castle.
Yay!
Go to Ardgillan Castle a little bit, Jenny, because I've never been there either.
It's fabulous. It's about 25 minutes out the road for me. Everything's literally, because I'm in Drogheda, so literally everything is like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour away from me. Newgrange, Ardgillan Castle, Malahide Castle, and so on. But Ardgillan Castle is a beautiful spot. And there's a place where you can sit on, and all you can see is the sea. It is stunning. Oh my goodness, it is stunning.
Yeah.
I wish I was there on the night where the lights in the sky were happening, but I wasn't, unfortunately, that night. But it's a beautiful place, beautiful castle. Charleville Castle. It is a fabulous castle. I know when I went there, and I remember one of the ladies saying to me, when Gillian, my friend, was saying to me, you know when you have these castle steps, in the hallway. So you have the wide banisters and you have these wide steps going up.
Yes.
So you walk up, right? And these ladies who wore these, long dresses, you can never show your ankles. So without you having to lift up your dress, the steps are so low. And it's in a way that you look forward and you literally will take every step without having to look down to see where your feet were. Prevent you from lifting your dress up so your ankles were seen. So we tried that. And I said, maybe me, I know I'm going to trip. But I looked head to the wall ahead of me and walked up. Yeah. And it's like floating up the steps.
Yeah.
That's how those steps at Charleville Castle are.
Yeah.
Beautifully, beautiful. It's magical to even do that and knowing that Jenny didn't trip up a step because a wide, I am very well known. Listen, that's why my toe is probably in bits. But the steps are wide and they're low. So you can look ahead of you and just float up the stairs. So your dress looks like it's floating with you.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Very nice.
The second day, Jenny is coming with us, but we can't tell where we're going because that's a secret.
Yeah.
But then we're going down to Wicklow Jail, which is very, very haunted.
Love Wicklow Jail, yeah.
And we're going to Glendalough. Did you ever hear about Glendalough, Chris? Have you ever heard about the monastics?
I've heard the name, but I don't know where I've heard it from. Can you please tell me?
Like the journey itself going up to Glendalough is stunningly beautiful.
Isn't it?
This is a monastic site that dates back to 432 or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a perfectly formed round tower, and it's still...
They have the tower. Yeah, they have the tower there. And the main door, if I can say, yes. the main door is in the middle of the tower.
Yeah, most of them, the doors are up
the middle. Yeah. You have to have a ladder to go into it. And normally they ring the bell for service on a Sunday. And the last person comes in will draw the ladder up. So you'll have nobody attacking, or trying to get into the tower. And then, so they can't get in because the door is halfway up the tower.
Yeah.
But the people will climb up the ladder. The last person in will take the ladder in and close the door. Yeah. So you can have service without anyone attacking or without anyone kind of getting into the tower and attacking the people.
But I mean, these structures, and there's churches in the graveyard as well. And I mean, they're, to know that there's still some of them left and they're that old, it's amazing. And that round tower it's like the Rock of Cashel round tower. It's perfect. It's in perfect. Yeah. It really is. And you're talking about hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years old.
And there's even a walkway around that you get to a lake. And it's
the two lakes, like Glendalough is, if you were to do it, Glendalough, it's the valley of the two lakes.
Yeah.
The glen of the two lakes, or the valley of the two lakes. Yes,
Sounds
and
amazing.
there's a beautiful, the Sphinx Walk it's called. You can walk the whole
Yes.
way around the lakes, and if you go up, you can get to the miners' village.
That's the one.
Did
That's
you
the
go
one.
to the miners'
We
village?
didn't make it that far. It was getting torrential rain and wind. So we
Oh.
got to the lake, but we didn't get to the miners.
Well, if you were to go up as far as the miners' village and then look back, oh my
Oh,
God, it's stunningly beautiful.
there's a million pictures. There's a million pictures
Oh,
I've taken and put up.
I'm going to be
That's-
Googling all this tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Glendalough is a stunning place. And then the next day, then we're going to Charleville. It'll be an evening. It'll be a night investigation. So
be great.
yeah, people. Oh, and then now, and I'll tell you, Chris and myself put this itinerary together because it was mostly based on all the places that Chris had featured on his Spooked Ireland tour.
Yeah.
Day 4, we're going down to Galway, and we're going to first of all visit the Oilwy Caves.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Now, I've never been in the Oilwy Caves, so I'm
Oh, that would be brilliant.
And then we're going to stay in Galway, but we're going to go to a parade called Canov Naluba. It's the bones of the wolf. The bones of the wolf, but it's a Halloween.
Yes.
Puka.
It's a Puka festival. The Puka festival. Oh,
it is.
we're going to that.
So
goodness.
That's just, it's going to be fantastic.
Oh my God.
And Galway itself is just one of these vibrant. There's a great atmosphere in Galway, and there's always music in the streets in Galway.
Yeah, yeah.
Lovely little cobble streets, and there's lovely little shops. For instance, you can see the smallest claddering in the world. There's a claddering shop. I don't know the name. Oh, the Tribes, I think it is.
You're telling me about that one, yeah?
I was telling you about it, and you walk in, and it's a jewelry shop, but then you walk into the back, and there's a little museum, and in the museum you can go and you see this. You have to look through a microscope to see the smallest claddering in the world.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's really, and you can see the cladding. You can see the Galway shawls, and then there's a whole lot of artifacts.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. It really is.
I love the claddering. I love it.
That's
Galway's meant to be beautiful. Yeah, I've heard so. But I've got family staying now.
It's in the west of Ireland, and it's beautiful. Yeah. I used to holiday there, and it's absolutely. My dog is getting it.
And there's great music in the pubs, and there's great restaurants there. There's some great seafood restaurants. But that's day 4. Day 5 is the spectacular one. We are going out to a farm. Now, you'd wonder, what the hell is she bringing people to a farm for, Chris? It's a very special farm. This farm has a cairn. It's an underground passage tomb dating way about 5,000 years old. But it has standing stones, it has a fertility stone, and it has a fairy fort and a fairy portal. And the man that owns the farm, his name is Pat Noon. And the stories that he has to tell you about, he's seen the fairies, he's spoken to the fairies, things have happened. It's amazing. And he's also a healer.
That's something that's always intrigued me, is the fairies in Ireland. It's always something that's always intrigued me. I've got family that's over there, and they say that you get the fairy rings you get in the fields.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call them? And when they're building things, when they're building a new road, they'll actually go round about it. They'll dig it up because it's...
Actually, Chris, there was a big controversy over that at one stage. They were going to build a motorway through a fairy fort coming up into Dublin.
But they did.
I seen that.
They did.
Did they go? I thought that they had to go around it.
No, they went through it, mate. They went through it, and everyone was there. I was watching the video. I was watching because I keep on tabs on TikTok, and they had all the barriers put up so people could not get in. They sat around the tree, and they had the diggers in. Can you imagine?
Oh.
And I know a lot of people saying these folks, whoever did this, will not be alive for much longer because of what
because the Irish people really believe in the power of the fairies. You don't mess with the fairy rings. You don't mess with the fairy forts. You don't mess with the fairy fort. I mean, on New Year's Eve, to this day, I'll make tea in the teapot so that I can throw the tea leaves out to the fairies. And I'm in America. It's crazy. I know I'm in America.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
but
it's
you know,
it's no that
You still do it.
it's an old
And even
tradition. It's an old tradition.
it's
Yeah.
in
It's no crazy.
November. It's November where I would light the candle. Now, the 27th of October, I will tell you about. But in November, I think it's November, where you put salt and water and food in your window with a candle for All Souls Night when they come. And then,
yeah, that's the 1st of November. Yeah.
but on the 27th of October, it's when your pets come back to you.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
you leave out your favorite treats, you leave some food, you leave water and a candle lit so they can come and visit you on the 27th of October. I will post it up on the page,
Yeah.
but that's on the 27th of October when your pets can look at me and your pets. God, when your pets can
See,
can come along.
Oh God, that's
Yeah.
Ireland's. Look, everybody's asks me about castles in Scotland and stuff like that, but a lot of people don't realise that Ireland's actually a lot older than Scotland is. There's a lot more things in Ireland than
Yeah.
there is Scotland. We've got castles and stuff like that, and other kind of things, but
Well,
Ireland's
you know
one of
the
beautiful
Gaelic.
countries in the world.
Gaelic came from the Donegal Gaeilge.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I would
Yep.
I would be able to follow if I heard people speaking in Gaelic. I'd be able to follow little bits and pieces of it. I wouldn't follow it all, but I might get the gist of it. Yeah.
They used to teach it at the school here. And then they stopped when I was in it. Second,
That's
no
it.
secondary school, like first year into second, and then they stopped it.
Aye. Yeah.
You know, but I've met people from away up north, up the Orkney Islands and stuff like that, and they can speak perfect English. But see, when it comes, I've had them doing it to me. I says, "Well, can you tell us what that says?" And you can't understand a single thing that they're saying. It's sad in a way because that's their language.
That's your language, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well, you know, maybe start learning that. There you go, Jenny. You learn a new language now. Gaelic.
Yeah. There's a few that I know.
Oh yeah, she does. She knows a few things.
There's a few that I know.
Yes. Iron Firehorse there. My
Your
parents and
grandparents.
grandparents are from Ireland. Grandparents
They're
are from
Belfast.
somewhere near
Oh, wow.
Belfast. See, that's the only place I've been. I went across in the ferry from Stranraer, from Loch Ryan to Belfast, and it was in the sea cat, and it was like a force 10 gale, and that was an experience. Let me put that right. I would to say right now, it was very choppy. But that's the only time I've been. It was an experience. Let me just
That's
put
what you
it
said.
that
It
way.
was the way your tone of voice was saying when it was an experience. When it was experience, Jenny. And I was like,
it was
no,
an experience.
That's not.
in the
That's not
night,
good.
in the night, Jenny. Aye, the do.
It was worse. It was experience.
But
Yeah.
anyway, honestly, before I end the show, I would just like to say thank you, May, for coming on the show.
I totally
Jenny, as
enjoyed it.
always. And
Yeah.
Jenny, as always, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'll talk to both of you behind the scene after this is end this. But listen, guys, please check out their website. Please consider going on a holiday to Ireland. You know, everybody will be on their computers to know that.
2025. There's and before we go, there's 2 tours in May of 2025. Either one of them, the highlight of it is the Festival of Fire on the Hill of Ushna. It is an amazing festival. It is. The Hill of Ushnock is a very sacred hill, and it is the dead centre of Ireland.
Yeah.
They light the fires. You have the galloping of the horses. You have the beating of the drums. And when they light the fire, as soon as the sun goes down, they light the main fire, and then you can see the 7 hills around the Hill of Ushnock.
Yeah.
The fires all around, one after the other.
Amazing.
You can see it, and it is absolutely magical, and it's really tribal. That would be the word I'd say. And no matter where you come from, you'd feel it.
That's it. And even though, like, I haven't seen it before, but I've looked it up, and I'm thinking, I need to be there. I want to be there. This is my country. I want to experience this, so I can talk about it. So I'll definitely be doing it in May.
Oh, Definitely. I think it's something I would even consider. So I'm going to say, everybody, thank you so much for coming on, May. Thank you, Jenny, again for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Everybody, I'll talk to you, both of you behind the scenes after the show. Everybody, check out the links, please. And if you want to go a holiday to Ireland next year or
Come
this
with
year,
me.
it's only one click away. You know, one click away, easy to get to. You know, easy to get to. Anyway, catch you all soon, dudes, and see you tomorrow night for the members' night.
Good night.